Hello, how you guys doing? Get in here, get in here. When I tell you, it is so much going on with Beyonce husband Jay-Z. And yes, you guys have got it right. We are back on the mic. We are back faceless. And let's see how tonight goes. Okay. We have the phone lines open. Actually, we're doing StreamYard now. So if you go to the chat box at the top, you're going to see a link. I want you to hit that link up. I want you to come up on StreamYard, and I want to hear what you have to say about all this. And if you guys can hear me well and clear, press that 3. When you guys get up in here, don't be rude. Let me know who you are. Speak. It's like coming to somebody's house and you're not speaking. I think that's very rude. So I like to engage with my followers. So come on, let's engage. Letting you guys know Jay-Z, honey, he is backing down from Tony Busby. He can't stand the rain. He cannot stand it because Jay-Z know he's a liar. And guess what? They are saying that it's going to be more surprises that Tony Busby is working up behind the scenes that is going to shock the nation. It's going to ripple the hip hop community. Okay, when I tell you they are saying Ted Cruz, Tony Busby, Elon Musk, Trump, they are all coming for Diddy and Jay-Z. And by them doing this, it is going to crush Beyonce. So we're going to have to get it all out here. I'm glad that you guys can hear me. Yes, let's get these likes up. These likes is not really nice. We have 247 people up in here, and we only have 64 likes. You know, that is not adding up. I feel like you guys are doing me like Diddy did other people. You know, you're not giving me the just due. Okay. You guys know this is very sensitive information. You guys know Diddy have his eyes and ears everywhere, and he would hate for me to have to say this. And so is Jay-Z. I mean, my gosh, if you guys would see the hate email that I get on the daily, especially when I came and I talked about Beyonce behind the scenes, my emails, it was ridiculous. And I see you, Beverly. Thank you for joining. Okay. I'm going to get to you in 1 second. I do have Erica, my daughter. She's going to be helping us because not only do she go to one source, but she go to multiple sources collecting so much data so we can give you guys the right information. Okay. So bear with me. Yes, yes, yes. I'm looking in the comments section. I love your podcast. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I love you guys as well. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. So let's get right on to it. The first case is about Jay-Z. He is backing down from Tony Busby. And Jay-Z, he sees himself as God. He called himself Hova. And let me tell you, his God is failing him now. And also, it has been rumored that Beyonce is a witch. Where is her witchy powers at now? Well, I tell you, when you have God on your side, like Tony Busby, the witch, the Hove, it cannot withstand the power. It will fall. It will fail. And let's not talk about that Grammy. Did you know they are saying reports that Jay-Z paid for that Grammy? Jay-Z pressured people to give her that Grammy. I'm not certain, but this is what I'm hearing in the background. But let's get more on Jay-Z. You guys know Jay-Z and all of his fan base have been saying, oh my goodness, Tony Busby, he's such a liar. Jay-Z is a right. He just making stuff up. He just coming for the black man. Well, if he's just coming for the black man, tell me why the black man is backing down. Tell me why Jay-Z has said, you know what, Tony, you can have it. And he is dropping the case. Why? Jay-Z, if you're so honest, you so right, then why are you backing down? I tell you why, because Tony Busby got more surprises coming out that Jay-Z don't want to come out. So now Jay-Z, he have to switch his gears on the surprises that he don't want everybody to know about That's going to affect his whole family. It's going to affect the hip hop community. So that's why he's dropping it. He have to put money elsewhere. They are saying Jay-Z, honey, he is spending so much money on the best attorneys and lawyers, but it ain't doing no good. It's not no good, especially when you're going against somebody that's going to put down truth and honest. And we got victims out here, and they remember. So without ado, Erica, please tell us the first case that's going on.
Jay-Z quietly withdraws. Lawsuit against Tony Busby. What's really going on? Introduction. The shockwave that no one saw coming. The saga between Jay-Z and attorney Tony Busby has taken an unexpected turn, one that suggests a major shift in Jay-Z's legal strategy. The rap mogul, who was initially aggressive in pushing back against Busby's client's accusations, has now quietly withdrawn his lawsuit against the high-powered attorney. This move raises serious questions. Why did Jay-Z suddenly back down? What does this mean for the allegations against him? And most importantly, what is coming next that has Jay-Z bracing for impact? Let's break this down in full detail. Jay-Z's initial legal attack on Busby. To fully grasp the significance of Jay-Z's retreat, let's rewind a bit. For months, Jay-Z and his legal team, led by powerhouse attorney Alex Spiro, were on the offensive. When a woman represented by Tony Busby accused Jay-Z of sexually assaulting her back in 2000, when she was just 13 years old, the music mogul didn't just deny the allegations. He went a step further, accusing Busby of extortion. Jay-Z's strategy was to attack Busby's credibility head-on. His legal team sought sanctions against Busby, which, if granted, could have severely damaged Busby's reputation and even led to his disbarment. The implication was clear. Jay-Z wanted to not only discredit the lawsuit, but also destroy the man behind it. His supporters echoed this sentiment, calling Busby a liar and an opportunist. Jay-Z himself was vocal, at one point sending a clear message that Busby had picked the wrong one. The bombshell, Jay-Z drops the lawsuit. Fast forward to February 4, 2025, and we have a completely different story.
What? Did you guys just hear that? Did you guys hear that? Jay-Z talking about, oh yeah, you got the wrong one, Busby. You got the wrong one, Busby. Fast forward to February, okay, the 4th, 2025. Honey, the story is totally different. Where they at now? Get them, Busby. Get them, Busby. You better get them, Busby, okay? Get them, Busby. And I just want to make sure did you guys hear my daughter, Erica? Press 5 if you feel like my daughter, Erica, does a great job. Please give her credit. And please like the video. We only have 300 people up in here, but I feel like we can do better than that because people need to know what's going on in this community and this culture that has been pushed on our kids. People need to know what's going on out here. It affects our culture, it affects our community, and it affects our kids. People need to know. They have a right to know. They have a right to know what's going on. They have a right to know what Jay-Z is being accused of. They have a right to know that Jay-Z been doing this wicked stuff with Diddy and Beyonce have been not saying nothing, just sitting in silence. And what type of character is that? What type of person is that? You need to know. Oh, my goodness. No, she does not have her own YouTube channel, not of yet. But if you think she should, we can make it happen. All right, continue, Erica. Talk to me more.
In a stunning reversal, Jay-Z has withdrawn his complaint against Busby. What does this mean? It means that Jay-Z is no longer pushing for sanctions against Busby, effectively admitting that his original claim of extortion has lost its footing. Was this done with or without prejudice? The lawsuit was withdrawn without prejudice, meaning Jay-Z technically has the option to refile it later. However, many believe this is just a way to save face. Why is this huge? Because it signals that Jay-Z no longer wants to fight this battle. Given how aggressively he pursued the case before, this abrupt retreat suggests a serious shift in his legal calculations. Why did Jay-Z blink first? Several factors might explain why Jay-Z decided to pull back. Judge's reprimand against Jay-Z's lawyer, Judge Annalise Torres, who is overseeing the case, sharply criticized Alex Spiro for his personal attacks against Busby. Spiro had filed numerous motions aimed at discrediting Busby, but the judge made it clear that she was not impressed. This criticism may have signaled to Jay-Z that his aggressive legal strategy was backfiring. Acknowledgement that Busby did his due diligence. Reports indicate that Jay-Z's team now believes there is some merit to the allegations made by Busby's client. This is huge because it contradicts the earlier claim that this was a baseless extortion attempt. Impending legal storm. There are whispers that something even bigger is on the horizon for Jay-Z. Something that could be more damaging than this lawsuit. If this is true, then withdrawing the complaint against Busby might be a way to clear the legal battlefield before the real fight begins. Upcoming discovery requests. Busby's team is demanding Jay-Z's whereabouts during the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards after party, which is when the alleged assault occurred. If Jay-Z has something to hide, backing out now prevents certain details from coming out in court documents. What happens next? The extortion lawsuit might be next to go. Even though Jay-Z dropped the sanctions motion, he still has an open extortion lawsuit against Busby. But given this latest move, there is speculation that Jay-Z will quietly withdraw that case too. Busby is not backing down. Busby, a U.S. Marine with a reputation for relentless litigation, is claiming victory in this legal battle. With Jay-Z dropping the lawsuit, it strengthens Busby's credibility and the case against Jay-Z. More trouble ahead for Jay-Z? Industry insiders are saying that something big is about to drop, something that could shake Jay-Z's empire. If this case was the prelude, then what's coming next could be the main event. Final thoughts. Is this Jay-Z's D-Day? This is not just another celebrity lawsuit. This is a major power shift in a high-stakes legal battle. Jay-Z has gone from an aggressive attacker to a retreating defendant. His decision to withdraw his complaint suggests that the allegations against him are not as baseless as he initially claimed. With Tony Busby emerging victorious in this round, all eyes are now on what happens next. One thing is certain. The storm that's been brewing against Jay-Z is getting stronger. If this is just the beginning, then what's coming next could be a career-defining scandal.
Wow. So I want to know from you guys, why did Jay-Z retreat? Why did Jay-Z drop the ball? Why? Tell me why, please. I want to know. We definitely have more information coming from Erica, but I just want to take a break and I want to know from people out here. You guys that have been rocking with Jay-Z, tell us why your boy dropped the ball. Tell us why your boy retreat. Tony Busby got a lot of things up in his sleeve and he's not backing down. All right, Beverly is coming up. Come on, Beverly. Talk to me, Beth. Hello? Beverly, are you there? Can you hear me? Beverly? All right. So I tried to get Beverly up, but I can't hear her. Beverly, do you guys hear Beverly? I can hear a little something, Beverly, but I'm going to put you down because I don't hear nothing. All right. So people are saying Jay-Z is scared of Busby. Yeah, he is. He did not know that Busby was serious. He did not know that Busby actually have a lot of victims about Jay-Z. And it's a lot of individuals that you guys don't even know yet. And yes, it is some people in the industry that has been victimized by Jay-Z that is going to speak out, but they have not been revealed yet. Because Jay-Z have done so many people wrong. I mean, Foxy Brown, Aaliyah, that's just a little bit, but it's so many. Let's not forget about Tia Marie, Detroit 313, what he did to her. And a lot of these artists are broke. They need the money. So they're going to tell their story. They're going to have a book coming out. And it's Reynolds for Jay-Z. And that's partly why he pulled out, because it is a storm that is coming and he's going to need all his money, all his muscles to fight it. But I ask you, I send it to you. What do you guys think? Why did Jay-Z drop out? Please put it in the comment section. If you cannot hit that link to come up and tell us, I want you to verbalize it in the text. Why did he drop out? All right. So no, I couldn't hear either. So we're just gonna have to move on. Okay, so I want to go into Diddy. Let's shift some gears. It is a lot of reports coming out about Diddy, and it is nasty. When I tell you it is so gross, the stuff that's going on with Diddy, you guys gotta know what's going on. So, Erica, can you inform them what's going on with Diddy?
Diddy hit with 2 new lawsuits, allegations of VAR at Trump Hotel. Shake the case. Even further. Introduction. More lawsuits, more disturbing allegations. The storm around Sean Diddy Combs is only getting worse. Just when we thought things couldn't get any darker, 2 new lawsuits have emerged, adding to the growing pile of legal cases against him. 2 women have filed lawsuits, alleging they were drugged and R-worded by Diddy and his associates at the Trump Hotel in Midtown, New York. These cases are separate from the 10-plus lawsuits filed yesterday and the 11th lawsuit discussed by Tony Busby. Both lawsuits describe terrifying abuse, coercion, and disturbing sexual acts, allegedly orchestrated by Diddy. What exactly are these new allegations? Why is Trump's name now linked to Diddy's legal troubles? And what does this mean for the ongoing federal investigation? Let's break it all down. The 2 new lawsuits. What are the allegations? 1. Jane Doe, Murder 1, assault at Trump Hotel in Midtown. The first lawsuit comes from a woman who worked as a bottle service attendant in the late 1990s. She claims she attended an event at the Limelight nightclub in New York, where Diddy was hosting. While the club had 5 floors, the top 2 were reportedly used for intimate parties. She and a friend were forced to go to the Trump Hotel in Midtown. Once there, she alleges they were held hostage in a penthouse suite, drugged and sexually assaulted. The most chilling claim? She says Diddy sat back and watched as a club promoter R-worded her at his direction. 2. Jane Doe number 2.
Hold on. Did you guys hear that? Oh my God, that is so gross. Did you hear what Erica just said? If you heard what Erica just said, press a 4. That was so gross. Oh my God. So you guys know Diddy has 2 more victims that are coming out. And when I tell you, he has a list full, because remember, he's been doing this demonic stuff for all these years, decades. And how often does he party, you guys? Do Diddy party once a year? Do Diddy party once a week? Do Diddy party once a month? Do Diddy party once a decade? No, he parties every single night. Not only every single night, he party every night, every morning, every afternoon. He got a problem. He is working on Satan's time. So he's always partying. And you know what that means. That means the drugs always going to be drugging. That's why he had to have all those baby oils, because he have all those parties that he be attending to. So he need a countless number of supply, because he stay doing the freak offs. Okay. It ain't no party if a freak off ain't freaking off. Okay. He got to have the drug. He got to have the freak off. He got to do this to somebody. He got to take advantage of somebody. He got to spike somebody drinks, because that is his kink. That is his fetish. Have you ever heard people with fetishes? They don't stop. They got the spirit of Diddy. Can't stop, won't stop. They're just going to keep going and going and going and going. It's just like a big person eating fried chicken. They're not going to stop. They're going to keep eating and eating and eating. And that is exactly what Diddy has been doing all these years. So yes, it is a lot of victims out there by Diddy, and it's going to be more that you guys have not heard of. Okay. But you know what? Every victim voice matters. Every victim matters, and they have the right to speak up and to make Diddy accountable for the wrongdoings that he's been doing, because they've been trying so hard. But at the time, you know, Diddy has so much money. He was into it with the cops. Yes, he was working with police forces. So when they did try to report, Diddy would have the police on pay So the police will call Diddy and say, hey, such and such is coming out here reporting about you. Diddy will make a phone call to the victim and threaten, I'm going to take out your mama. I'm going to take out your daddy. I'm going to do this to you. And sometimes he actually did that to those individuals. And then the words get around. I mean, once you hear about Diddy taking out one person, two person, three person, it's like, you know what? Don't even fight it because he will take you out of here in your family. So a lot of people are just so scared. But now they see victory is theirs and they see a way opening. So that's why you're going to see so many people speaking out. Are you guys hear me? Are you guys with me? Do you guys pick up what I'm putting down? Okay, because I don't see the comments commenting and I just want to make sure I'm not out here by myself. Okay. All right. So I want to go back to about Jane Doe #1 again. She claimed she attended the event Limelight nightclub, okay, in New York. Okay, she and a friend was forced to go to the Trump Hotel in Midtown. Oh my goodness. Every now and again, you always hear Trump name in it when I tell you, look up Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is not playing with Diddy. Ted Cruz wants Diddy list out and he's going to have it. Okay. Elon Musk wants the Diddy list out. And now we have a victim that has done this at the Trump Hotel. You know, Trump is going to be, he's going to be over this. Okay. It says one there, she alleged that were held hostage. So once she got there, they held her hostage at Trump Hotel. She drugged, they put them sugar boogers in her drink. They did horrible stuff to her. And she says Diddy sat back and watched as the club promoter ordered her in his direction. So he gave the order. And most likely he possibly played that man because, you know, Diddy, he likes to pay men to take women down. You know what I'm saying? He's a peeping Tom. And most likely he was probably looking at this girl, taking all that D, getting essayed, and he was wishing he was her because Diddy really want to be a woman. Okay. He really wish he had a kitty cat. Don't you agree? He wish he had a kitty cat. He wished that man was hitting on him and humping on him. So he pays these men to do these heinous crimes to these women and he get off on it. That is part of his fetishes. He's been doing this for so long and he's always been doing it. Okay. So I want to know your thoughts about this. If you guys have anything to say about it, please hit that link and come up here and say it because I want to hear from you. Hey, Valencia, how you doing, sweetheart? It's been a long time, girl. Where you been? All right. So, Erica, please get back to the story. Let's hear about Jane #2.
Assault by Diddy security guard. The second lawsuit comes from the friend of Jane Doe #1, and her story follows a similar pattern. She also alleges she was taken to the Trump Hotel against her will. She claims she was drugged and sexually assaulted by a security guard while Diddy watched. She also describes group sexual activity that was not consensual. Both of these lawsuits paint a picture of a terrifying power structure where Diddy controlled everything, directing his associates to carry out assaults while he spectated. Diddy's connection to the Trump Hotel. Why this is a big deal. The location of these alleged crimes is raising eyebrows. Trump and Diddy have long been connected in business and social circles. With Trump currently running for re-election, the fact that these allegations are linked to his hotel could be politically damaging. Some are speculating whether Trump's association with Diddy will now be used against him. If Diddy was hoping for a pardon from Trump, this scandalous connection makes that extremely unlikely. The question remains, could this link bring more scrutiny to Diddy's past activities at Trump properties? What else do these lawsuits reveal? 1. A pattern of drugging and holding victims hostage. Both lawsuits describe a clear pattern of behavior that mirrors allegations from previous lawsuits. Victims claim they were drugged or coerced into consuming substances. They were taken to private locations and physically restrained. Diddy did not always participate, but would allegedly watch and direct the abuse. 2. Diddy's alleged same-sex encounters in front of witnesses. One of the most shocking claims in these lawsuits is that one of the women says she saw Diddy fully naked. being engaged in sexual acts by other men. This reinforces previous allegations that Diddy engaged in same-sex activities, some consensual and some allegedly forced. The Cassie lawsuit also hinted at Diddy being involved in non-consensual acts with men. Given that many of Diddy's past lawsuits focus on women, this lawsuit highlights that male victims may be involved as well. The broader implication? This case is not just about women. It's about power, control, and sadistic sexual abuse involving both men and women. Why hasn't Diddy responded? Diddy's lawyers are notoriously quick to issue statements, but this time there has been complete silence. This could signal that the legal team is overwhelmed by the sheer number of lawsuits coming in. Or it could mean that Diddy is strategizing behind the scenes, trying to figure out his next move. Could a plea deal or settlement be in the works? For now, Diddy's silence speaks volumes. Tony Busby is back, and he's coming for Diddy. What makes these lawsuits even more significant is that Tony Busby is representing both of these women. Busby has been relentless in going after Diddy, and his legal team just won a major battle against Jay-Z. After focusing on exposing Jay-Z's legal tactics, Busby is now back with full force against Diddy. Given Busby's history of high-profile legal victories, Diddy is in serious trouble. Busby isn't letting up, and with each new lawsuit, Diddy's legal walls are closing in. What's next? This isn't the end, it's just the beginning. More lawsuits are coming. These two new lawsuits bring the count to at least 13 separate legal cases against Diddy. More victims could step forward now that Busby is aggressively pursuing these cases. Will Trump distance himself from Diddy? With Trump's hotel being linked to these allegations, will Trump publicly denounce Diddy to distance himself? If so, this could shut down any possibility of Diddy receiving help from his old connections. The federal case against Diddy is building. The FBI is still investigating Diddy for human trafficking. If any of these new lawsuits contain evidence that supports trafficking claims, it could lead to federal charges. Could this case go criminal? These lawsuits are civil, meaning the women are seeking monetary damages. But could they also file criminal charges? If prosecutors decide there's enough evidence, Diddy could be hit with criminal charges down the line. Final thoughts. Diddy's empire is crumbling. At this point, Diddy is facing a legal war on multiple fronts. More lawsuits are dropping almost daily. The allegations are getting more disturbing. His past connections, including Trump, could now work against him. The biggest question now, how much longer can Diddy stay silent? Will more male victims come forward? And is this the beginning of the end for one of hip-hop's biggest names?
Yep, it's the beginning of the end. And I see a comment up in here. You know what, T? My daughter misspoke. We all know Trump won. And we all know that Trump is planning on trying to win again or trying to become the king. T, she misspoke. You know, it happens. We make mistakes. But assure you, this is fresh off the papers, okay? Do your research and you will find it. So, T, please stop spreading misinformation. Okay, so we do have someone coming up. How you doing? Can you hear me? Good.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You can hear me. Yes, I can. So I want to know, what are your thoughts about this with this Diddy and this Jay-Z? I don't know what I want to hit you first. Let me hit you with Jay-Z first. Why is he dropping the ball with Tony Busby now?
So I do think that he bit off more than he could chew, clearly. And it's the same thing. Like, as soon as I seen him doing that, I just thought of when Diddy sued De Leon. And like how everything just started happening afterwards. It was like he's gonna get Diddy, you know, like as soon as you start.
It almost feels like he's stuck in quicksand. He got his foot in there. He thought he can get out, but now he's just sinking so fast.
Yeah, I also think because he's probably narcissistic and like thinks so highly of himself because he's been on top for so long. Like he probably never really thought like this was his time to fall.
I agree. And I also felt that he's a friend of no one. None of these guys are friends to each other. And he was cool with Diddy going down by himself. And I think he applauded that. But now that he don't want to be associated and he don't want to go down either, it's almost like it was two people that did a crime and one person got caught. And I guess is it normal for these type of guys to not have integrity, not to say, you know what, I was a part of it too. He distanced himself, he lied about it, and now he's trying to make it seem like Diddy was out on his own and he really didn't know the guy, which is bull crap. But I guess when you look at hood thugs, that is what they will do, right? Isn't that common for that mindset?
Well, from the looks of his history, it seems like everybody he gets close to ends up going down sooner rather than later. So people can believe in coincidences if they want, but it seems like he's taken these people out with whatever he's doing behind the scenes, maybe getting dirt on them and using it to his advantage. And now karma's coming around to get him.
Yeah, it got him. Also, let's talk real quick about the two witnesses, Jane Doe and J1. What were your thoughts when you heard about them going to the top hotel of Trump and Diddy, get that man to essay those girls, to be in group when these girls did not want to participate? They were drugged up, and I believe Diddy got off on it. What were your thoughts about that?
So my thoughts are that I think it doesn't matter if it's girls, boys, or younger people, because I feel like it's ritualistic in nature. Like I feel like he's doing this in some sort of like planned out. Like everyone thinks it's just like, oh, like wild party, and like he's just doing it because he's like on Sugar Brothers. But I think it's more planned out, and he's doing it methodically, and he's doing it ritualistically.
Well, how many rituals do he need to have? He's having so many rituals.
It's sort of like when you're bringing, you know how some people have like deities that they worship and they bring them like oranges or fruits to the altar to show them their appreciation. So it's kind of like that. Like he's doing these rituals in honor or in like in the name of whoever he's worshiping.
Well, I'm not sure about all that, but I guess are you saying it's something like tithing when you give your money to the church every week? You just do it every week, every week, every week, every week. Okay. Well, anything else you want to say before I get back to the news report? And I thank you so much for coming up here.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I just think people should look at it a little bit differently than just like a fun party. Like, oh, he's just like having these wild parties. Like, I really do think there's something deeper behind it, like energy harvesting and like all of those things that happen in the dark, like the dark art. And like these things really do exist. And whether we believe in them or not, like these people are still doing these acts because they believe in them, So
got it. So you feel like it's more spiritual, I guess, whatever he believes in. Okay, because I look at it as he just have a fetish. And just like a serial killer, if you ever watch scary movies, you know how those guys, they just like to take people out of here. I watched the first 48 and they talk to these guys and they just want to take people out. And they do it every week or every other night, They go out looking for somebody to take out.
Yeah, and that is true. They do have serial killers that are just doing it because it's in them. But I don't think that Diddy was always like this. I think he was trained to be like this.
Yeah, but when you think of the serial killers, they wasn't born to do that.
I think so. I feel like it's like a journey that they go on by themselves. Like no one's teaching them how to be, SKs.
I think
feel like
Jeffrey
somebody
Dahmer
taught him how to behave like this.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer, he used to do that to people and then take their organs and put it in jars. I don't mean to laugh, but it's crazy,
Yeah, and he would keep the corpses in the walls of his house because he didn't want to feel alone.
Yes. I remember in that movie, I don't know if you saw the movie, they did on him recently, and his black neighbor, that girl, she cracks me up.
Yeah, she played her part so well.
Yes, she did. I couldn't imagine smelling that smell. You don't smell that? That dead body? Oh my God. Burn the house down.
It's sad, but I feel like it's almost like that. I feel like instead of him collecting corpses, he's collecting souls in a way. You know, like every time something like that happens to someone, it's like their soul gets broken.
Okay. So, all right. That's something interesting to look into. All right. Well, oh my God. Thank you so much, Naomi. I appreciate you, boo. Can you pronounce your name for me so I can say it right?
Yeah, it's Naomi. You got it.
I said it right. Hey, Naomi. And
Hmm.
I just want to say thank you for supporting. I love you so much. And I love when I see
I
your
love
name
you
pop up.
too. Oh, I'm
All
so
right,
glad to be
babe.
here and you're killing it. I'll talk to you later.
Hey. Thank you,
Bye.
Naomi. All right. All right. OG Patricia, what's going on? OG, it's been a long time, but I'm glad that you are here. If you guys did not know, OG, she has been a commentator on this channel for so long. And when I tell you, when she comes, she shut it down. She shut it down where I'm just quiet and I just listen. Do you understand? OG, you have the floor. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New
Um,
Year.
so first I'm gonna address the Jay-Z thing, right? And the whole removal and dismissal of the sanctions that Jay-Z and his attorney was putting forward on Busby, right? So I think that this has stemmed from the fact that Jay-Z and his counsel is realizing that they really don't have a leg to stand on, that there must be some form of evidence or some form of proof that his client, that Busby client has, that they were going to present in discovery. So now it's not going to discovery because Jay-Z has basically bowed down gracefully and settled, right? Or saying, I'm going to settle. And whatever this one last sanction that he has against Bugsby is probably going to be removed soon too. I knew that Bugsby had something concrete, in my humble opinion, on Jay-Z with his client because, listen, don't no attorney with no case this big go on vacation. Listen, Busby went all on vacation, smoking cigars and carrying on like he didn't have a care in the world while he was on vacation. That meant that man has always had something up his sleeve. You understand? And
Yes.
for Jay-Z to talk all the crap that he talked, I'm gonna fight this. You ain't nothing but an ambulance chaser in a cheap suit and this, that, and the other. But look what Jay-Z's doing now. Why? Has anybody really asked that question for Jay-Z to be as powerful, financially stable, and the resources that he have to back down from a case like this? I am telling you, Bugsby knew what he was doing all the time when he had that young lady do that interview. That the reasoning for him having to do that interview was to prove to the world and show the world that that young lady was impaired, was mentally impaired, had autism, had some form of where now the world sees this. And guess what? Our hearts melted. Our hearts, see, he pulled on the heartstrings of the American people with presenting that young lady. Even though there was inconsistencies, if you know anything about cases, especially from things that happen to crime victims years ago, you're not going to have all the details because sometimes the mind suppresses those things. Sometimes the mind even erases certain things or mix up certain things. I can tell you what I did 20 or 30 years ago. But I can probably pinpoint some stuff, but I may mix something else up with something I did in another situation. You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
inconsistencies does not mean the girl was lying, you guys. And obviously, for Jay-Z and his attorney to retract and to back down and say, you know what? I'm gonna settle. I'm gonna quietly bow out gracefully, and I'm gonna pull back, and I'm gonna dismiss all these charges against this attorney. Busby had him by the balls, y'all. I'm telling you, excuse my French, no Diddy, but had him by the balls, and they did not want whatever evidence or proof that Busby and his client had to go to discovery. So that's something that's food for thought.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I absolutely think that Jay-Z has bagged down. And there may be, from what I'm hearing in these streets, that there may be other allegations and charges coming up against Jay-Z, and possibly even with male victims like the Diddy situation.
So they both homosexuals.
That is word on the street. That is the allegations that
How would
Jay-Z.
how would this affect Beyonce?
I think it already has. Now, if you guys watched the Grammys and if you paid attention to the body language between Beyonce and Jay-Z when she accepted that award, first of all, let's be real. I believe it was planned. I believe they already knew that she was going to get that award. I believe she did an Oscar-winning acting performance like she didn't know. I don't believe I didn't expect this. Listen, I don't believe that for a second. I believe that they knew based off of the speech that Jay-Z gave last year about her not winning, right? For best album. So that, listen, the Grammys, like me being in the music industry for over 30 years, I know that a lot of those people that sit on those boards for Grammys that do nominating and voting are bought and paid for. When you got big executive people like Clive Davis, who used to be over the Grammys, and all these different executives from different genres of the music industry over these things, when it comes to these awards, believe me, you guys, they have bought and paid for some of their artists. It's the old school way of payola, the same way the payola used to go when the music execs used to pay payola to the radio stations, guys, for to put their artist music on the radio. It's just a different form of payola. They buy and pay for that artist that they want to push forward to win that Grammy for so many decades. Why do you think some of the same people have won these awards over and over again when they have been new artists that has come forward, that albums were better than some of these old school, but they never won anything? It's because they sit in these meetings. They have these meetings with these execs, these people like your Clive Davises of the world, and they push and they peddle and they pander and they buy their artists to win, guys. That's why I stopped watching the Grammys a long time ago. And I didn't watch it this time, but I watched that little excerpt of Beyonce and Jay-Z's body language. If you all paid attention, he didn't even get to kiss his wife, hug her, or congratulated her. When she got up, he basically bent over and whispered something in her ear. There was no embracing. I didn't hear congratulations. I didn't hear the kiss on the jaw or even the kiss in the mouth and the excitement coming from Jay-Z. Look at the body language. See, we got to pay attention to the details. And I believe that said a lot. He was sitting behind Beyonce and what's their baby name? Blue Ivy. He was sitting behind them, guys. I don't know if you guys paid attention to that, but yes, I think that speaks volumes. I think that is possibly they already separated and sleeping in two different wings in the mansion. She in the west wing, he in the east wing. That's just me, humbly, my opinion of thinking that that's already the case. She has dropped Carter from her name. They have separated access. That is telltale sign that there is possibly something else coming down the pipe with Jay-Z. And she is separating herself from that. I believe she's eventually going to, when she's on this Cowboy Carter country album tour, probably when she's done with that, she's going to start pushing more for her daughter, for Blue Ivy to push her to the forefront. Because I just believe something bigger is coming down the pike for Jay-Z. And for him to back down on such a big case with the money, the resources, the power, and the attorney team that he has, for them to back down from that, that is saying, I'm going to settle low key. I want this to go away as much as possible and not hurt my career and my brand, right? And I'm guilty of something, because whatever you was going to present in discovery, I don't want people to know what that is. I
Mhm.
rest my case on the Jay-Z situation.
It's still gonna come out at OG, just like Diddy when he paid off Cassie. It's still coming out. He can't.
Exactly. It's still coming out, but it won't be presented unless Bugsby and that young lady do not take the settlement. If the girl don't take the bag, right, and sign an NDA behind closed doors with Jay-Z and Shapiro, then it won't come out. It'll just be she settled, right? But if they decide to still move forward, then yeah, it's gonna come out. But this is still the red flag to say there's some guilt that somewhere on Jay-Z's side. That's all I'm bringing the attention to, because after all of that big bad talk that Jay-Z did, now he's doing this. That speaks volumes.
A lot of people are saying they feel sorry for Blue Ivy. What are your thoughts?
Blue Ivy, unfortunately, was born into the toxicity and the drama and the travesty of having the type of father she has, right? And I think if Beyonce had any sense, as she's far removing herself from it, she will probably far remove her daughter from it. Maybe not having a personal relationship with her dad, but when it comes to the entertainment part of it, I believe she's going to keep her far away from that. Hopefully, it won't harm her unless it's something that comes out about Beyonce. Now, if something comes out about Beyonce too, then that young lady, unfortunately, is going to be the collateral damage in that. That's my opinion on the whole Blue Ivy. She's born into that situation, unfortunately, and sometimes the sins of the parent or parents can trickle down to the sins of the child, and she's innocent in this because she's a child, right? But look how they pushing her. Look at the awards. Look how she's 12 years old. Well, look at the makeup she had on, like she was about 21. I mean, so they're already pushing this narrative of overly exerting her in the industry because that's what happens to her mom. That's what happens to females. Unfortunately, they overly get sexualized in this industry, and she can fall into that, unfortunately, because of who her parents are and how she gets pushed.
I just had a thought, and I want you to hear it, and I wanted to get your thoughts. Everybody, I want y'all to get y'all thoughts on this. Something came in my mind. Jay-Z bought the Grammy for Beyonce. It was a gift to her because she realized more horrible stuff that Jay-Z has been doing behind her back. And she knew Jay-Z was a monster, but Jay-Z said he ain't going to do it no more. But when she found out he was doing this and that and that and this and this and that, he is trying to win her back by buying her that Grammy. Thoughts?
Or it could be, if I buy you this Grammy and use my power and resources, you gotta not say anything about what you know. It could be that too. It could be, this is a peace offering because guess what? They both could have dirt on each other. It could be a number of things.
What would he have on Beyonce? What has Beyonce done? She's always so quiet. OG, tell us what she have done.
Well, this is the thing. If she know anything of the nefarious things that her husband did, she's guilty by association of that alone. And especially if she know anything about the nefarious things he's done to women. You're a woman, Beyonce. You have a daughter that you're raising. So what would that say for her brand? If you know that your husband has done some nefarious business dealings, acting that has harmed other people, especially women, and you are a woman and you are raising a daughter, See, because remember, Jay-Z said all this stuff, when he was accused of these allegations, my daughter have to go to school and I have to look at my daughter. We have to sit our daughter down and explain. Okay, then are you going to explain why you pulled back from this after you talked all that trash, Jay-Z? See, because now your daughter is damn near the same age of this alleged victim that you claim we protect kids. I come up from a hood where, we protect kids. Do you really? Are you really? Are you just saying that to save face, to make yourself look good in the eyes of your fans, your fanatic fans at that? That are diehard Jay-Z's that just can't believe that nobody like Jay-Z would do something like that. Just like they can't believe that all these victims are just making up this stuff on Diddy. It ain't true. It can't be true. Not Diddy, not Jay-Z. Oh, not the ones that we put on the pedestal. See, that's what we do as fans. That's why it's the full word of fanatics. See, so yeah, it may come back and sucker punch Beyonce if she acquiesced to any of the nefariousness and it comes out that she knew something. I mean, you have that football player that got on Jason Whitlock that said he was at a party with them and kids were there, after hours when kids shouldn't have been there. And he's sitting next to Beyonce and the kids is doing something. And the Beyonce saying something about, isn't this sexy or something? That's a red flag. That raises eyebrows right there. If that is true, and he named other people that was at this party, I forget the football player's name, but he was on Jason Whitlock. And for Beyonce to say something like that about children that was dressed a certain way, acting a certain way, or portraying themselves in a certain way, what does that speak for Beyonce as a woman who's raising a 12-year-old daughter? See, this is the thing. It's just like the whole situation with Cardi B, how she said, I don't care that y'all let y'all kids listen to my music, but I don't let my kid listen to my music. You see what I'm saying? It's the hypocrisy in that. So if Beyonce is saying, it's okay, I can exploit your kids, but don't exploit my kids. It ain't no better than Usher saying, oh, hell no, I ain't gonna let my kids go to a Diddy camp, but I'll send Justin Bieber over there. See that? See the hypocrisy in it? So if Beyonce is guilty by association of anything, knowingly, anything that her husband has done nefarious, whether it's be in any business dealings with Diddy, any business dealings that he ever done with Epstein, and any business dealing he ever done with Weinstein, these are all people that Jay-Z have been friends and done some type of and form of business with. That is red flag in and of itself.
I gotta say something, OG. I've been holding back. I gotta
Come
say
on with it.
something.
Come on with it.
My thoughts is this. We all know Jay-Z has an older daughter and an older son, and he don't care about them. And these are his biological kids before he had them kids with Beyonce. He don't care about them kids. He just gave the daughter a house to shut her up. And the son is still out here looking for his pappy. But they say that Jay-Z, he cannot take that DNA test because it's going to reveal that he raped his mama. Because allegedly Jay-Z was a grown man and his mama was 16 years old when he gave when that son came.
He impregnated her, allegedly. Yes, Jay-Z was in his late 20s, and he was 15 when she got pregnant and 16 when she had him.
You can't tell me Beyonce didn't know all this. And she knew all this, and what did she do? Did she try to fight for Jay-Z to have a relationship with her son and the daughter? No.
Exactly. See, this is what I'm saying now. She may have not have known in the beginning, but at some point, with all of this that's going around about these kids, she know, right? So as a woman who now you have kids by this man, you're not gonna say, so you just gonna so Jay-Z, you just gonna say F them kids. You know, F them kids of when I didn't have what I have, I wasn't wealthy and famous. F them kids, but these kids over here are the kids that matters. See, it's the same thing that Dr. Dre did to the females he had babies with that was from the hood before he got rich and famous. And then when he got with old girl that was the attorney, he was like, F them kids over there when I was coming up poor and this, that. But now I'm wealthy and a billionaire, and now these the only kids that matter. See, that's the hypocrisy of it. I agree with you 100%. It looks like to me that Jay-Z said, F them kids. As a woman with kids of my own, especially by you now, I'm not going to be up in your face, in your bed, sleeping with you and you saying, F them kids over there. And these are the only ones that matters. Now, is Beyonce having that conversation with her husband? Has she had that conversation? I mean, literally from a standpoint, physically, she can't put a gun to his head and make him do it. He has to want to do it. But is she even being a woman and have that conversation with her husband and saying, hey, so you had, even though you had these kids when you were young and, you know, honestly, you having kids with underage women, that should raise red flags with her right there. And he's fighting hard not to take that DNA test with the young man. And you done sent money allegedly to buy a house and a car to make sure that the daughter is okay. So like, are you having that conversation with your husband and side-eyeing him and saying these are big red flags? Because as a woman, I wouldn't want you to just ignore my children and only, you know, be a daddy to these kids over here and say, F them kids over there. So, yeah, that speaks to the morals, the integrity, the values that Beyonce claims she was raised on as a country girl from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Now, when you say Jay-Z gave the daughter, it's an older daughter out here, you guys. I don't even know her name, but allegedly Jay-Z gave her a house. Now, OG, you said he gave her a house to make sure she was okay. I disagree with that statement. You gave her a house to shut her up because you know she's not okay. You don't talk to her. You don't have no relationship with her. You treat her like she's some people may see she is a bastard because she wasn't born and married. But, you know, he treated her like trash.
I mean, okay, in the sense of she took the money, she took the house, she took the car, and she obviously signed the NDA because she's no longer on social media saying, I'm Jay-Z's daughter. I took a DNA test and my DNA led to Jay-Z's people. See, because that's what that girl did. And that's literally online. It's on YouTube where she showed all the paperwork. So now that's why I said she's obviously okay with the fact that he bought her the house, bought her the car, probably gave her a bag, made her sign the NDA. Now you can't talk about this no more because that woman ain't on no social media no more. She done made her IG and everything private. She shut her comments off. Can't nobody say nothing no more. So to a certain point, she's saying, okay, because guess what? She's grown now. So make all that back child support Jay-Z would owe. I'm pretty sure he caught up with him with that. He done caught up. He just wanted to shut up and not, you know, tarnish anymore on the brand that he's so hard trying to keep intact. So to a certain point, signing the NDA and taking the money is saying, okay, I'm okay with it. You know, I feel like we can't pick up a lost time because you wasn't there during my childhood or whatever. I'm a grown woman now. So, okay, give me this bag. I'll sign this NDA. Give me a house. Give me a car. I'm good. You ain't got to be in my life. Maybe that's how she feel.
Mm-hmm.
But the young man who wants to know who his daddy is based off of what his mother said, right? Based off of what he's been saying on platforms and the look at what Jay-Z team of people has been doing to him and his godmother to try to prolong it, break them, shut them up, take the woman's house, put a lien on a house like Jay-Z team. Jay-Z did all this. So you hiding some, Jay-Z, to do all of that, to somebody that don't have the money and the resources. He's trying to break these people to stop them. But if now I'm hearing this young man has hired Busby or whatever, and now the judge is saying Jay-Z is going to have to take this paternity test, you can't dodge it, especially if they make it a part of this case or any case, or if he's hired, if Busby decided to make him his client. But this young man has been hollering on these YouTubes and on Instagram for years, saying his mom told him he was Jay-Z's son. So Jay-Z, you literally did all this, to hide the fact that you don't want coming out that you have a history of messing with underage girls. Everybody know that in Philly and in Philly, when Foxy Brown was underage, still in high school, Jay-Z was picking her up from high school. You can have an artist that you are mentoring or whatever else, if she's a rapper or something, but you picking her up from high school, that's personal. That's personal. She's 15 years old, 14, 15 when this allegedly happened. Everybody knows the history of allegedly that, Foxy Brown was underage. Of course she denying it. Why is she denying it? Because she still want to keep the sanctity of some security within Jay-Z, to think Jay-Z it might boost her career up again or give her a bag. Maybe he already give her a bag. Maybe she signed the NDA. Who knows? It could be a million reasons why she won't speak out on it. But a lot of people that was around that camp with them have said it on platforms that they was messing around. But Foxy Brown has all but said it in her rap song. I know Nas said it in his rap song. If y'all listen to the lyrics of Nas when him and Jay-Z was going at it, when they was beefing, and then Foxy Brown said it herself on one of her rap albums. So yeah, the proof is in the pudding. Just all you got to do is follow the connecting dots, because they really are starting to connect.
Well, not only did Jay-Z was messing around with Foxy Brown when she was underage, he also was pushing her to sell prostitution music to young girls, to minor girls. Okay. And that's what he wanted to put on the culture. That's what he wanted to put in the community. So what type of guy, grown man, gets a young girl under the age of 18 when Foxy Brown, she was so bright, she can just speak, she's so intelligent, but you want to cripple her and make her a prostitute and push prostitution music to the Black community?
Well, you know what kind, Messy? A pedophile. A pedophile. That's the behavior
A
of
pedo.
pedophilia. Absolutely. No doubt about it. I believe that Jay-Z is very covert in his, and Diddy is very overt in his. But they both are narcissists. They both are sociopaths, in my humble opinion. And a lot of them are pedos. A lot of them are groomers. Right? A lot of them has a history of sleeping with underage children. A lot of these people have that personality. I just believe that Jay-Z was more covert and able to hide his better for so many years than Diddy did, because Diddy is very overt and out loud with his. That is the difference between them two. But they are one and the same.
It reminds me of Kelly, and he made that song with Aaliyah. I don't see, well, age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah, exactly.
Sending the message that older men should be dating 12, 13-year-old, and have the whole Black community bumping to it.
Exactly. And we know age, age is a number, but we know it's a difference when it comes to a grown man messing with a kid. We know when there are laws put in place to protect that, to protect children from pedophiles and underage people from pedophiles. And then you have pedos, and then you have men like that that take advantage of that. That's been going on in the industry for decades. For decades. You know, this whole controlling the narrative with your career, you know, blackballing your career, blacklisting you. That has been going on for decades in the industry. Just like they've been buying, you know, these artists for these awards and things of that nature. When you repetitively keep seeing the same people win the same awards, when you repetitively keep seeing them push the same people for years and years and years, when you repetitively keep seeing the same people performing at these awards, when you know there's a lot of new people out that got good stuff, this is it. This is what they do. So when you have two people like your Diddy and your Jay-Z, that the industry and I gotta say, the culture have allowed to get that much power to two men in the industry, and they did nothing but block other people because they are so damn greedy themselves that they blocked many opportunities for other artists that were very, very talented. Right? So when you put when that was pushed and they were brought into power, that's what happens. They control the narrative for so many people's careers. Now you see all these people coming out talking about what Jay-Z and Diddy did to them. You hear all these rappers talking about how Jay-Z blacklist them, how he stopped their career, you know, blackballed them, all these different male and females. When you see them and they were one hit wonders, and then you wonder what happened to them, and they ain't got nothing else out, and you ain't heard from them in decades. That's because of the Jay-Z's and the Diddy's of the world. When you don't acquiesce to what they want you to do, when you don't become that puppet that they can control, that's what they do to you. And when you one person with little to no means of resources, who's gonna listen to you when they got a big fan base behind them, when they got money and resources and power behind? Who gonna listen to little old me? I'm just one person screaming, you know, in the wilderness. But now that this trickle down effect is happening, now you see all these people are sitting on platforms doing interviews, coming out talking about their experience with Jay-Z and with Diddy. Because it is power in numbers. And if we ever realize and get that, we can control a whole lot more narratives in our culture if we really let that sink in. When it comes to our spending and so many other things, who we spend with, who we put on the pedestal, who we cancel, this cancel culture shit, who we allow to get away with this and that for years. And you see, people allowed that to happen. People allowed Diddy and Jay-Z to get in the position that they were in because they've been sold themselves a long time ago. They sold their souls long time ago. See, it's bigger than them because they did what they had to do with people that don't look like us. See, those are the bigger people than even the Jay-Z's and the Diddy's. See, they don't look like us, but they had to get in the bed with them in order for them to get where they are. And guess what they did? Shitted on us. So it took our men that we helped put into that power that look like us end up shitting on us. That's what they did. It's the same damn syndrome that has been for centuries. When Massa gave Fiddler that position, and when Kunta kept trying to run away, and Fiddler said, "You don't do that to us. I'm gonna report you to Massa. I'm gonna stop you from running. We gonna cut your feet off, Kunta." See, that's what Diddy and Jay-Z is, because they got to report to Big Master. See, that's exactly what they are. They the handlers for the bigger masses that don't look like us. See, And they want to keep their power. See, that's why Jay-Z fighting so hard for his brand and his power and position to not go away. Because he know the minute them white coats turn on him, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. He's still being protected so far because he's still willing to deal it. The NFL ain't turned him away or none of that yet. But it got to be something big enough to come out, and he is trying so hard, starting with this case with Busby and his client. He trying so hard for that to not happen. See, Diddy tried so hard for that to not happen with selling with Cassie. But what happened? It ended up being a trickle-down effect, because when Cassie came forward, it gave other victims enough courage to come forward. And again, there is power in numbers. That's just my synopsis of this whole situation. Diddy? Oh yeah. With all of these new cases and allegations coming out, because just even the two that your Erica read off, is actually three, because a guy has come forward and talked about.
Yes.
Yep. A guy has come forward that was a former artist / rapper that Diddy promised a record deal to and to boost his career and help his career. He allegedly got raped, got drugged. Do you know, it's hard for men to come out that are straight heterosexual men to say that that happened to him by another man. And then he was coerced and forced to, participate with another woman, sexually as well.
Now, Erica, we have that report.
You have it? Okay.
We put it out now.
Okay.
All right. So let's put it out now. OG, I'm going to save you. I still want to talk to you. So Erica, you heard her. What updates do you have about Diddy being with another man? You guys, I appreciate you guys being here. Let's continue to rock on. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you subscribe, so every single day we can go live streaming with an update. And we have a crazy StreamYard live later on today talking about Beyonce. They are saying that she is done for. What are they talking about now? Now, Erica, tell us about the
Diddy faces. Shocking new lawsuit. Adult male entertainer alleges disturbing acts. Introduction. A new shocking accusation hits Diddy. Just when we thought we had heard it all, another bombshell lawsuit has emerged against Sean Diddy Combs, and this one takes things to an entirely new level of disturbing. An adult male entertainer from Las Vegas has come forward with shocking allegations against the music mogul, filing a lawsuit detailing deeply unsettling claims. Even more significant, Lisa Bloom, one of the most high-profile attorneys in cases of sexual misconduct, is representing him. What exactly is Diddy being accused of this time? Why are these allegations even more extreme than what we've heard before? And could this civil case escalate into something criminal? Let's break it all down. Who is the plaintiff and what are the allegations? The anonymous male entertainer, listed as John Doe in legal documents, claims that Diddy hired him repeatedly between 2007 and 2008. The entertainer was working in the adult industry when he was allegedly hired by Diddy multiple times. According to the lawsuit, Diddy did not just pay for standard services, but instead demanded extremely bizarre and degrading acts. Diddy's disturbing obsession with fluids. The most shocking claim is that Diddy allegedly forced the entertainer to ejaculate on command, collected the semen, and then smeared it on other people and objects. Even more bizarre, Diddy allegedly ate the fluids off people and objects. Use of baby oil and possible drugging. The lawsuit alleges that Diddy would coat the entertainer's body in large amounts of baby oil. After being oiled up, the man claims he felt disoriented, confused, drowsy, weak, and sluggish, suggesting that Diddy may have drugged him using a substance mixed with the oil. The excessive amount of oil would allegedly drip off his body, making him feel immobilized and unable to resist. Filming and blackmail. According to the lawsuit, Diddy secretly recorded their encounters and then used the footage for blackmail. Diddy allegedly lured the man in with promises of helping him break into the music industry, but instead, the entertainer says he was trapped in a cycle of coercion, forced participation in non-consensual acts. The lawsuit details how Diddy would forcefully position himself close to the entertainer's private areas, making sure the acts were performed exactly how he wanted. On at least one occasion, Diddy allegedly took the plaintiff's semen, smeared it on another person's body, and then ate it off them. Psychological manipulation and threats. The victim claims that Diddy used psychological tactics to keep him in line, threatening him with the footage and manipulating him into continued compliance. Is this another case of trafficking? One of the biggest revelations in this lawsuit is that the plaintiff accuses Diddy of trafficking. This is significant because trafficking allegations are already piling up against Diddy. He is already facing a superseding indictment related to multiple women who accused him of trafficking and sexual abuse. If this case gains traction, it could potentially be added to the criminal investigation against him. Why is this important? Civil cases, lawsuits, can sometimes lead to criminal charges if enough evidence is uncovered during legal proceedings. If law enforcement finds validity in these claims, Diddy could face criminal charges for trafficking men as well as women. Diddy's response, denials, and deflection. As expected, Diddy's legal team vehemently denies the allegations and has released a statement claiming the lawsuit is false. However, Diddy has denied every accusation that has come his way, yet the lawsuits keep coming. Lisa Bloom, the attorney representing the accuser, has a strong track record of holding powerful men accountable. The fact that she is backing this case suggests she believes there is strong evidence to support the claims. Why this lawsuit is more disturbing than previous allegations. At this point, Diddy has been accused of sexual misconduct, physical abuse, trafficking, drugging people, and blackmail. But this case takes things to a more extreme and disturbing level because the nature of the allegations suggests ritualistic and sadistic behavior. The lawsuit paints a picture of complete dominance, control, and humiliation. It introduces the possibility that Diddy was drugging people through substances hidden in baby oil. If these allegations are true, it raises a terrifying question. How many more victims are out there? Could this be just the beginning? There are several reasons why this case might be just the tip of the iceberg. The Cassie lawsuit opened the floodgates. Ever since Cassie filed her lawsuit against Diddy, more and more people have come forward. This suggests that victims were afraid to speak out until they saw others doing so. The allegations are becoming more extreme. Cassie's lawsuit described Diddy as violent and manipulative. But this new lawsuit takes the accusations to an entirely new level of depravity. The pattern of behavior, drugs, coercion, blackmail suggests there could be other victims with even worse stories, potential for criminal charges. Given that trafficking and drugging are involved, law enforcement could open a criminal investigation into these new claims. If the feds decide to act on this, Diddy's legal troubles could take a deadly serious turn. Final thoughts. Is Diddy about to face his reckoning? At this point, the allegations against Diddy are too numerous and too extreme to ignore. He has denied everything, but the lawsuits keep stacking up. The pattern of abuse, coercion, and humiliation is consistent across multiple allegations. If even half of these claims are true, Diddy's entire empire could crumble. The biggest question now, will more men come forward? Could this case go from civil to criminal? How much worse is this going to get? One thing is clear. This story is far from over.
Did you hear that, OG?
Ooh, child, that is absolutely despicable and disgusting.
I want to throw up. Go ahead.
Yeah, to take someone else's fluids, like that is absolutely disgusting. And if that person could prove and know who that person was and get them to testify, oh Lord. Listen, Las Vegas has plenty of those guys, right? That because Las Vegas is the the corn capital of the world. They have corn Grammys in Las Vegas, right? I used to live there for 17 years. So if he's hiring people, this is where the trafficking part come in. And it doesn't even matter if it's adults, you guys. You guys got to realize The trafficking part is what is against the law. It doesn't matter if you all are saying, oh, but it's two consenting adults consenting to have sex. But if you broke the law with the trafficking of any kind, you getting in trouble for the trafficking part of it. So if I pay you to take you over to somewhere else, whether it's another city, state, or where else, and I'm transporting you for the purpose of this situation to happen, that is trafficking. It doesn't matter that you and I both are of legal age. It's the law and considered trafficking another human being. Okay, that is where the difference is. When people say, well, it's two consenting adults that consented, they both wanted to do it. So yeah, but if you did it where there's exchange of funds and you took me over here to get this job done or over there to get your job done, you trafficked me. Whether I consented or not, you still trafficked me. And that is where you broke the law. Okay? So yeah.
Oh. I wish you would have given me a warning before that. I didn't want to hear that.
That whole thing with the child. Woo, Jesus. If Diddy is really that sadistic, and that was a perfect word, sadistic is that Satanist, that sadistic, that's sociopath, psychopath tendencies all day long to do that to someone in front of other people and to do that with another human being without their consent. You're putting someone's bodily fluids on another person. Like, that's disgusting. If that is true, and he got Lisa Bloom, and Lisa Bloom particularly comfort the male species, right? Yeah, did he just piling up with cases? Yeah, is all of them 100% true? Probably not, but I believe 99 or 99.999% of them are. There's a small percentage of the people that's probably, lying. But there's a large percentage, guys. All these people don't know each other. All these people have different scenarios, different states, different incidents with different people, but they are telling similar stories. That's what you got to pay attention to. They're telling similar stories and similar experiences, and all these people do not know each other, have never met each other, or none of that. But they're telling similar stories. That is a track record of somebody that has a track record of this type of behavior. And it's very sadistic, very disgusting, very despicable. He's a despicable human being, in my humble opinion. If him doing all this to these people, underage or even adults, because you can take advantage of an adult, guys. You can coerce adult, especially when they are under the influence. Like they talking about this tape with Cassie, and it seemed like she liked it. If you have been threatened by a man to perform in a freak off, and you don't perform the way he wants you to perform, you're going to get beat. You're going to get ostracized. He's not going to do your music. All these threats and coercion he has over this woman's head. So when they ask the question of why did Cassie keep her own tapes, she probably kept it so she can control the narrative and tell them, listen, I was a victim. I was coerced. I was beaten. I was drugged. She even told in her lawsuit she had to be under the influence just to even indulge. So that speaks volumes as to her wanting to control her own narrative by keeping her own tapes, because I believe she knew one day that she was going to sue his ass. I believe she knew one day she was going to sue Diddy. So now I got to control the narrative with the tapes, because they're going to come to me and say, well, you look like you was enjoying it to me, Cassie. You laughing, you controlling the the narrative in the situation. And listen, there's things called, what is that? Stockholm syndrome. There's a thing called battered woman syndrome. There's all these scenarios, you guys, where I'm sure she's going to use that when she gets on the stand and say, if I didn't perform, I had to look like I was enjoying it. I had to pretend, I had to act like I was enjoying it, because if I didn't, I was going to get it when I got home. So yes, I had to get high and pretend and act because I knew what would happen to me if I didn't. So that's her controlling her narrative when Diddy's attorneys try to come at her and say, "Oh, well, you look like you enjoyed it. Why did you keep your own freak off tapes, Cassie?" See, I believe she's trying to control that narrative. Well, I was high on all of those, so I was under the influence. And if I'm under the influence, am I really consenting? Or am I going along with the program because I'm under the influence and afraid to get beat when I get home if I don't? So there's coercion, there's threats, there's all these things that she has under her belt for her own defense of that. And listen, Diddy settled with that woman. So he knows that she got some straight up goods on him. She probably witnessed something, and she probably partook in something and signed an agreement for some form of immunity, guys. Because if I got to get up there and testify and turn evidence over on him, and I know I was guilty of something, you guys got to give me a break. You got to give me a deal for me testifying against him. Because I was there. I witnessed him doing this. I witnessed him doing this deal. I witnessed him, doing this, that, and the other. I was there. Believe me, that's her angle. Trust and believe, that is her angle. Because the feds didn't talk to her. And if she don't get no jail time, if she get full-blown immunity on this case, that is going to be her defense, her and her attorney. Mm-hmm. So that whole, she looked like she was enjoying it. She guilty too. Oh, trust and believe. It's a reason why she kept those tapes of herself to control her own narrative. And that is the best angle to go. And that's what her attorneys are going to do. She is going to always be the victim in this situation.
Oh, well, OG, I just want to say thank you so much for coming up here. Hopefully, I hear from you more and more often.
You will. I had to, me, I have to take breaks every now and then.
I understand we all have to. It's a lot. A lot on the mental.
Well, I enjoy coming up here, having these conversations with you. And thank you again for allowing me to bless your presence on your platform.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
No problem. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye. That was OG. Give it up for. If you guys enjoyed OG, press that 5. Let her know you appreciate her. I know I do. I love to hear, people come up here and tell us their point of view with passion. OG, she really cares about the community. She's been in the music industry. She knows some of these individuals. My goodness. How you guys doing? Hey, Cyrus, how you doing, baby? All right. So if you guys have something to say about this, please hit that link up at the top. Oh my God, I'm just so disgusted. Oh, when I heard that report about Erica and all that, you know what? Oh my God, I just wanted to, puke. Okay, that was so gross. I still can't get it out my head, and I want to get out my head. I wish I would have never listened to it, because that is so gross. Now I fear I'm going to eat, and I'm going to think about that because it's so gross. Whew, just some things you just don't want to have in your mind. Okay, but I do have some more reports that Erica has to share about Jay-Z. So let's listen. Erica, what else do you have on Jay-Z?
Stay tuned because this is developing fast. Diddy faces. Shocking new lawsuit. Adult male entertainer. Alleges disturbing acts. Introduction: a new shocking accusation.
Hold on. That's Diddy. We want to hear the Jay-Z one.
Jay-Z's legal team makes a sudden reversal. What's really going on? Introduction: a legal strategy in chaos. In yet another unexpected legal move, Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, has abruptly withdrawn a motion for sanctions against Tony Busby, the lawyer representing the woman who has accused Jay-Z of sexual assault. This sudden change in strategy has raised eyebrows, leading many to question what's really happening behind the scenes. Is this a sign of weakness from Jay-Z's camp? Did Busby call their bluff? Or is there another legal strategy at play? Let's break down this latest development and what it could mean for the case going forward. The sanctions that never were. Just weeks ago, Jay-Z's legal team was aggressively pursuing sanctions against Tony Busby, claiming that Busby had acted improperly in bringing the lawsuit against Jay-Z. The accusations were baseless and amounted to extortion. Busby's conduct in court filings was out of line and needed to be punished. Sanctions in legal cases are a serious matter. They are designed to penalize attorneys for misconduct, potentially leading to disbarment or hefty fines. But now, Jay-Z's legal team has quietly withdrawn their request for sanctions against Busby, the court filing that raised eyebrows. On February 4, 2025, Alex Spiro submitted a filing to Judge Annalisa Torres stating, "We write on behalf of defendant Sean Carter to respectfully request that Mr. Carter's motion for sanctions pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11 be withdrawn at this time, without prejudice." Without prejudice means they technically have the right to reintroduce the motion later. But for now, it's off the table. The filing also noted that Busby's team agreed to this withdrawal, meaning both sides were in agreement. Why did Jay-Z's team back down? This is where things get interesting. For weeks, Jay-Z's legal team was adamant about pushing for these sanctions. So why the sudden change? Here are a few possible explanations. Judge Annalisa Torres pushed back on Spiro's tactics. Judge Torres had already reprimanded Spiro for his aggressive and personal attacks against Busby. The tone of Jay-Z's legal team, which had been heavily critical of Busby, may not have sat well with the court. It's possible that Judge Torres signaled that the sanctions motion would not succeed, forcing Spiro to quietly back down. Busby proved he was playing by the rules. One of Jay-Z's team's biggest arguments was that Busby was not properly admitted to practice law in the Southern District of New York. However, Busby provided the necessary documentation, proving he was legally allowed to work on the case. This made the sanctions motion pointless. If Busby wasn't breaking any rules, there was nothing to sanction. A failed legal intimidation tactic? Some believe this was never a serious motion, but rather a pressure tactic designed to scare Busby into backing down. If Jay-Z's legal team thought Busby would fold under pressure, they miscalculated because he stood firm. Once it became clear that Busby wasn't intimidated, they had no choice but to withdraw the motion. Jay-Z's team is scrambling. The optics of this withdrawal are terrible for Jay-Z. His team spent weeks pushing for sanctions, only to abandon the effort without explanation. It makes them look unprepared, disorganized, or even desperate. Does this mean Jay-Z is losing the case? Not necessarily. Jay-Z is still fighting the lawsuit. This only affects the sanctions motion against Busby. The real battle will happen in March, when Judge Torres will decide whether to dismiss the lawsuit or allow it to proceed. However, this move makes Jay-Z's legal team look weak, which could impact their credibility in court. Jay-Z's PR problem? What's happening in the public eye? Beyond the legal battle, Jay-Z's public image is also under intense scrutiny. 1. The Grammy Awards appearance. Jay-Z attended the Grammy Awards, where he was celebrated, mingling with other A-list celebrities. Many questioned why the music industry was embracing him so publicly, despite the serious allegations against him. At one point, Beyonce was even seen dancing to Kendrick Lamar's A Minor Lyric, which some found ironic given the allegations Jay-Z is facing. 2. Beyonce's role in his image repair. Beyonce is visibly leading the PR effort to soften Jay-Z's image. New family-focused photos featuring Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Blue Ivy have been released, seemingly to promote a wholesome family narrative. However, critics argue this is a calculated move to distract from the lawsuit. 3. Public perception is shifting. While some fans remain loyal, others are questioning why there isn't more outrage about the lawsuit. Some argue that if this were any other celebrity, the backlash would be more severe. The contrast between how Jay-Z is being treated versus how the industry treated figures like R. Kelly is sparking debate. What happens next? March 2025. The key court decision. Judge Torres will rule on whether the lawsuit against Jay-Z gets dismissed or moves forward. This is the biggest moment in the case, as it will determine whether Jay-Z will have to fight this in court. Will more evidence come out? If the case is not dismissed, expect more documents, witness testimonies, and legal filings to emerge. The question remains, what does Busby have? And how damaging is it to Jay-Z? Jay-Z's next PR move. Will he lay low? Or will we see more carefully staged public appearances and PR stunts to protect his image? Final thoughts. Is Jay-Z's legal strategy falling apart? This sudden legal U-turn is a bad look for Jay-Z and his attorney, Alex Spiro. They spent weeks pushing for sanctions, only to quietly drop the motion without explanation. Judge Torres has already scolded Spiro for his tactics, and this move only makes them look worse. This raises questions about whether Jay-Z's legal team is scrambling behind the scenes. At the end of the day, the real battle is still ahead. March 2025 will be the key moment. If this lawsuit moves forward, things could get even...
Wow. I'm going to stop you right there, Erica. Wow. Erica, great job once again. What are your thoughts about that? You know what really got me too, Erica, is when you're talking about the Grammy Award appearance and that they were dancing to a minor by Kendrick Lamar. Are you kidding me? Did you guys see that? That Jay-Z and Beyonce was dancing to a minor by Kendrick Lamar. What message are they sending out here? Okay, and you're right. Jay-Z out here mingling with A-listers. Why aren't these celebrities outraged? Because they're a part of it too. Gotta be. Man, I tell you, it's so many questions. And Beyonce's role in trying to repair her husband, Jay-Z image, trying to make him seem like a family man. But people are saying she didn't do a good job. They said they didn't even kiss. They didn't even embrace. It almost like Beyonce was kind of disgusted with Jay-Z. And allegedly they're saying that they caught Jay-Z with other men. And I wonder, is she disgusted because she found out that Jay-Z was down low? Or did she already knew that he was down low? Oh my God, there's so many questions. I mean, is he that down low like Diddy and doing all this stuff with escorts that are males and stuff, causing Beyonce all type of health risk out there? And how could he really care about Beyonce and his family if he is out here cheating on her with men and women and escorts? I mean, that is her health. That is her mental health and everything. And they are saying that he just bought that award to try to, shut her up or to make her, be a little bit more vulnerable to him, to put her more on his side, because we know Beyonce always wanted a Grammy, but she never gotten a Grammy. And last year, Jay-Z, he kind of like told the Grammys off, like, you better give my wife an award or else, you know what I'm saying? And we all know that he's desperate. So he's just throwing his weight around because he know when it comes to Tony Busby, he doesn't have any weight. He's not a champion when it comes to Busby. And that's why he's drawn back. And then, when a person like Jay-Z and he feels like he's got or whatever, when they're not winning in one situation, they forcefully try to get wins in different categories so they can feel better about themselves, And that's why he pushed for Beyonce to win that Grammy, and all this other stuff. He got the NFL, he still have. So he felt like those are still wins, and he need those wins more than ever because he's losing. And the trial of his life that can really destroy him, and it's not going away anytime soon. And I want to know your thoughts about that. Okay, comment, let us know your thoughts. Let's get these likes up, you guys. Come on, let's get the likes up. Are you guys enjoying the commentary tonight? If you are, let me know by pressing that 3 so I know to go in this direction. Okay. Recently, this channel has been kind of going through a transition, not knowing what direction we should go into. So help us out. Press that 3 if we are going in the right direction when it comes to tonight's program. Okay. All right. Sorry about that cough. Now, Erica, you have one last article to read. Now, this article is going to tell a little bit more about the Jay-Z case, and Tony Busby is given a different perspective, but it pretty much states the same thing. I'm looking over it now. I'm going to listen to it a little bit, but if it continues to say, everything that we have talked about, I may stop it. I'm looking over the notes. And I think it pretty much sums it up. The bigger impact, how this impact. And I want to know, comment or hit that link at the top. What are your thoughts about this, you all? It's really important for you guys to speak out. This is your community. This affects your kids. And I don't think that you guys should be quiet about this, especially when I'm giving you guys a platform to speak. Your voices need to be heard. Jay-Z is listening. His people are listening. Diddy is listening. The industry, they go around listening to news reports because you know why? Nobody's looking at news anymore. They get their news from social media. They get their news from YouTube. So, hey, you have a voice. Let them hear what you got to say. They're listening. All right. So I'm going to just play. Oh my God. It feels like it's the same. I'm going through the notes and it really feels the same, honestly. So I don't think I will play because it feels the same, All right, you guys. What's your thought? I'm just going
Jay-Z's sudden legal retreat. What did Tony Busby show them? Introduction: a shocking turn of events. In what can only be described as a stunning legal reversal, Jay-Z's legal team, led by attorney Alex Spiro, has withdrawn its motion for sanctions against Tony Busby. For weeks, Jay-Z's camp aggressively pursued sanctions against Busby, arguing that the Texas lawyer had engaged in unethical legal tactics while representing the woman accusing Jay-Z of sexual assault. But now, Jay-Z's legal team has suddenly backed down. They withdrew the motion without prejudice, meaning they could technically refile. But why withdraw now? What did Tony Busby show them that made them back off so quickly? This development has sent shockwaves through the case, raising serious questions about Jay-Z's legal strategy, his next move.
All right. Yeah, I think we pretty much heard that, Erica. Sometimes when Erica go around, she get different information from different resources. Sometimes the resources, they say the same thing, right? But she goes and she does her due deals to get the information. I just feel like those two sources pretty much had the same thing. So, never mind. All right. We're going to get on out of here. I appreciate you guys. God bless you. Hopefully we may come back tonight to talk about Beyonce. Feel free to look out for that. We will be doing uploads about the Diddy and Jay-Z, just different rumors that's going around that you guys need to be informed about, All right. Thank you all. And I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Bye.